Guys, I'm back with another video, and fall 2026 might be the most stacked anime season I've ever covered. The lineup is insane. Old franchises are clawing out of hibernation, the Isekai heavy hitters are circling back around, and a couple of these comebacks are ones fans have begged for since they were in middle school. This is my top 10 most anticipated anime of fall 2026, ranked 10 down to 1. If you're still piecing together your October watchlist before the season drops, you're in the right place because I'm hitting every title that actually moves the needle. We've got dark fantasy, time travel, shonen slugfest, sword-swinging isekai, and one return that lit the whole timeline on fire the day it got announced. Quick heads up, my number 1 is going to start fights in the comments, so lock in your own pick right now because we're settling this later. One more thing before we roll, a few of these dates are still soft, and I'll flag every single one because you deserve the real schedule instead of a rumor wearing a confirmation badge. Alright, let's get into it. Number 10 is Magical Explorer, and this one's built for the game world isekai crowd. It's a light novel adaptation and the animation goes to White Fox, the same studio that made Re:Zero. Here's the twist. Our guy gets dropped into a video game he has memorized down to the side quests, except he doesn't spawn as the hero. He wakes up as the hero's best friend, the throwaway support character, then weaponizes everything he knows to outgrow the actual MC. It's light, it's a little cheeky. If overpowered through knowledge runs are your comfort food, this is an easy way to open the season. Number 9 is Ranma 1/2 Season 3, and the old Rumiko Takahashi classic still refuses to die. Mappa is handling this modern remake, and the redraw looks razor clean. Here's a quick refresher for the newcomers. Ranma is a martial artist cursed to flip into a girl, the second cold water hits him, then snap back with a splash of hot. It's pure chaos. The gags still land, the rivalries get pettier, and the fight choreography goes harder than a martial arts comedy has any right to. Season 3 keeps adapting more of the original manga, so the cast and the grudges only pile up from here. If you're enjoying the list so far, you already know what to do. Now, let's get to number 8. Number 8 is Blue Box Season 2, and yeah, I already know how a romance pick looks sitting on an action heavy list. Hear me out, because this show is huge, and Season 1 pulled a genuinely massive crowd. It's based on Koji Miura's manga, and Season 2 premieres October 4th on TBS, running 2 cours into early 2027. There's a catch worth flagging. Telecom Animation Film made Season 1, but the sequel moves to a newer studio called Electric Circus, with Daisuke Sato directing. The character designer and the composer are both coming back, so the Season 1 look should carry over clean. At the center of it is Taiki, a badminton kid quietly gone for Chinatsu, the basketball star who suddenly moves in under the same roof as him. It's sweet. It's tense in the way only high school crushes get. When you need a breather from people screaming and powering up, this is the one you throw on. Number 7 is Made in Abyss, and the new chapter is reportedly titled Mezameru Shinpi. The exact rollout isn't locked yet, but it's penciled in for late October. Kinema Citrus has owned this world since day 1, and it's still the prettiest, cruelest dark fantasy going. You follow Rico, a curious kid, and Reg, her robot companion, as they climb down into the abyss, a bottomless pit, stuffed with strange creatures and curses that bite harder the deeper you sink. It looks adorable for about 10 minutes. Then it guts you. The further down they go, the more the abyss taxes them just for trying to climb back out, and that's the hook. This is dark fantasy with real teeth. Number 6 is Tokyo Revengers, and this season finally tackles the 3 Deities war arc, the one fans shorthand as Santen Sensou-hen. Leiden Filmes is back on animation duty, and this is the stretch the manga readers have been waving in everyone's faces. If you're new, the show follows Takemichi, a flat-broke loser who learns he can leap back to his middle school days and rewrite the future. He uses it to drag the people he loves out of a gang war that wrecks all of their lives down the line. This arc cranks the stakes to a breaking point. The crews get bigger, the betrayals get uglier, and the fights hit because you already know what Takemichi stands to lose. Every jump back warps the timeline in ways he never sees coming, and that constant whiplash of grief and violence is the whole reason this thing blew up. Number 5 is Reincarnated as a Sword Season 2, and this is where the isekai heads start eating. Studio C2C returns with the original team, director Shinji Ishihara included, and it's reportedly streaming on Hidiv this fall. The premise is as ridiculous as the title sounds. A man dies and wakes up as a literal talking sword, no body, no memory of his old name until a young cat girl named Fran picks him up and becomes his wielder. The two of them rank up as adventurers, carve through monsters, and build a bond that reads more like father and daughter than weapon and owner. Season 2 is set to cover the Gene arc, where they go after an undead king buried inside a floating island dungeon. It's wholesome. It also packs some genuinely nasty monster fights, and that weird combo is the entire appeal. Director Shinji Shihira knows this world cold, and having the original team back is the part that calms my nerves. Sequels live and die on whether the studio keeps the same hands on it, and this one did. Number 4 is the Apothecary Diaries Season 3, and this is one of the biggest names on the whole board. October is locked. The premiere reportedly drops 3 episodes back to back, and the original team is steering it again. The season splits into 2 cores, with the back half lined up for spring 2027, and Natsu Hyuga, who wrote the original novels, has a brand new movie landing in December on top of all that. So there's a mountain of Apothecary coming. At the heart of it is Mao Mao, a razor-sharp apothecary sold into the Imperial Palace who keeps getting yanked into poisonings, hidden illnesses, and court schemes she's far too clever to leave alone. She solves half her cases almost by accident, mostly because poison genuinely delights her, and that is the charm. At the slow burn with Jinshi, the beautiful official she can never quite read, and you get a show that is sharp, gorgeous, and weirdly addictive even if mystery usually isn't your lane. Number 3 is Steel Ball Run, part 7 of JoJo's bizarre adventure, and its second stage rides onto Netflix this fall. David Production is animating it, the same crew that has carried Hirohiko Araki's manga across 6 seasons of anime, with a weekly release reportedly planned once it starts. The setup is a brutal horse race stretching clear across America in the late 1800s. You ride with Johnny Joestar, a paralyzed former jockey, and Jairo Zeppeli, a strange gunslinger who fights by throwing spinning steel balls. What starts as a race for prize money curdles into a secret hunt for the scattered pieces of a holy relic, with stand users and assassins crawling out of every corner. Johnny slowly learns the spin himself, and watching him fight his way back toward walking is some of the best payoff in the franchise, I'll say it plainly. This is the greatest part of JoJo ever put to paper. The first stage already dropped this past March, so this fall picks the story right back up. If you slept on stage 1, now is the time to catch up. The power scaling in part 7 is some of the smartest in the whole series, and David Production has had years to get the spin animation right. Number 2 is Dragon Ball Super Beerus, confirmed for fall and revealed during the franchise's 40th anniversary bash. Here is where people get tripped up, because this isn't a rerun. What's coming is a rebuilt, enhanced Dragon Ball Super that goes back to Akira Toriyama's original drafts, starting from the Battle of Gods saga with fresh animation cuts, newly recorded voices, and a fully redone soundtrack and sound design. The goal was to retell the story the way Toriyama first sketched it. Goku squares off with Beerus, a god of destruction who can erase a planet on a bad mood, and that fight is what first drags Goku towards Super Saiyan God. Plenty of people online keep calling it a glorified remaster, and that argument is already getting loud. The footage says otherwise. It's a real step up from the original broadcast. Going back to Toriyama's original drafts is the detail that sells me, since the Battle of Gods saga is where Super found its footing in the first place. It's Dragon Ball at 40 years old, and it's going to be everywhere this fall whether you tune in or not. Number 1 is the one everybody has been holding their breath for, and it's Black Clover. After a hiatus that dragged on way too long, the anime is officially coming back, reportedly slotted for early October, though the exact episode date is still settling, so treat that as close but not nailed down. This new run picks up after the Sword of the Wizard King movie and leans hard into Asta's bond with his devil partner Liebe, and the next step up for the Magic Knights. For the uninitiated, Black Clover follows Asta, a kid born with flat zero magic in a world where magic is everything. Everyone writes him off. That's exactly when he decides he's becoming Wizard King anyway, running on pure grit, a body built like a tank, and a whole lot of yelling. His rival, is a magic prodigy gunning for the same throne, and that rivalry is one of the best in modern shonen. The fights are loud, the underdog beats hit like a truck, and the power-ups give you actual chills. The Sword of the Wizard King movie kept the flame alive, but fans wanted the show back, full stop. Picking up Asta and Liebe's bond from there is exactly where the hype should land. Fans have starved for this comeback for years, and now it's finally real, which is why Black Clover is my number 1 most anticipated anime of fall 2026. That's my full top 10 for the season. We had shonen comebacks, dark fantasy, isekai swords, and one of the greatest JoJo arcs finally getting animated. Now I want to hear from you. Which one are you watching first when October hits, and do you actually think Black Clover earns the top spot over Dragon Ball and Steel Ball Run? Drop your number one in the comments and let's see who's right. And if you made it this far, make sure to smash that subscribe button for more anime content just like this. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.